Hey guys, it's Ruby here for this 2016 movie review of Suicide Squad. That's right, people. This is the Suicide Squad movie review. I finally saw Suicide Squad. I know I'm like a week late on this, guys, but let's get right into it. We're gonna go through. This is, by the way, this is gonna be all spoiler filled. I'm waving my hand. It's spoiler time, guys. I'm gonna go through the cast. I'm gonna go through the overall plot, and I'm gonna go through how it and my rating and how it'll lead into the rest of the DC Cinematic Universe. So, without further ado, the Suicide Squad review begins now. So, the cast rundown for this movie is very, very cool. Actually, you have a bunch of A-listers who are in this movie. You actually have, like, why am I forgetting it? Will Smith as Deadshot. You have, I'm looking it up on my phone because I completely forgot about it. You have so Will Smith as Deadshot, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jared Leto as the Joker. I'm gonna spend some time on that. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, who kind of brings the Suicide Squad together. What's his face? You have. Oh, why am I forgetting this? So Jared Leto and Will Smith, Margot Robbie. And you also have anyways, you have I forget the guy's name who played Killer Croc. There was a guy in here that hang on. Oh yeah, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. He actually did a very good job. Ezra Miller as the Flash. That was pretty cool. I'll get into that. Ben Affleck as Batman. And you have Adwella Akanui as Killer Croc. And you have Cara Delevingne as the Enchantress and Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag. So now, here's the thing. Yeah, given all those elements, given those great cast members, each cast member did a magnificent job as their respective characters. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was very entertaining. It was very entertaining to watch how... I was curious, how are they going to do a Harley Quinn on in the movies? How are they going to make a Harley Quinn work on screen? Because let's face it, unless you want to completely change the character, it's different. No, but they actually made her work. They just made her completely psychotic, and they made her Harley Quinn was just completely psychotic. Gosh, Mr. J, like that kind of Harley Quinn worked on screen. So for those of you who are hesitant, it's like she doesn't seem to fit. She fits very well. Will Smith is Deadshot, and his underlying story throughout the movie is actually really very fascinating. About him and how him and his daughter are getting along. His wife is divorced, and the poor guy's got a lot of problems. Excuse me. And he's just going throughout his day, and he's trying to help his daughter, and then eventually he gets surrounded by guns and sentenced to prison and stuff like that. Anyway, and then there's Killer Croc. Killer Croc. He was kind of like the Hulk in the Avengers type of thing, where they had a crazy, crazy, crazy awesome character. Well, in this case, he was kind of not well known. Because when they saw Killer Croc, I'm like, I knew who he was, but a lot of people, my girlfriend didn't really know a lot, so I was telling her about that's that, and it was really funny. So there's that. Who was I forget the actor? I couldn't find the actor's name, but the guy who played Fire. I forget his name. I'm forgetting his name and his character. Oh my god! But he had an emotional arc to the whole movie about how he just shoots fire out of his hands and stuff like that. This movie is crazy, and Jared Leto as the Joker. I'm gonna say this right now. We didn't get a lot of him. Like we got more Dark Knight Joker than we did this Joker, but in comparison wise to the actual Jokers in general, like Jared Leto, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, like as far back as that. This one Joker was kind of a bleed of two Jokers. He was a combination of all of them. He was as violent as Heath Ledger, but he was also as cartoony, not dark humor comedy, dark comedy, humorous with Jack Nicholson, and but he had the voice of Mark Hamill. So Jared Leto just took all that and bled it all into himself, and became, at least in my eyes, the ultimate Joker. And to answer the age-old question, will there ever be a Joker better than Heath Ledger's performance? This was the Joker. I'm going to say it right here, right now. This Joker, now, that's my opinion. You can be completely wrong with me. I can be completely wrong with you. That's the great thing about movies. We can all debate it. So and there's no one true answer. It's all kind of like what we kind of picture in our heads type of thing. So, but this Joker, in my opinion, was the epitome of the Mark Hamill Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker, and the Jack Nicholson Joker, all bled into one epitome of one single character, the Joker. And I really had a fun time with it. We didn't see a lot of him on screen, but the parts that we saw of him were dynamite. They were so good, and it reminded me a lot in the few scenes we had with Batman, where Batman's like he's checking at this, checking at that. He's stopping. There was some sequences that was ripped straight out of a comic book type of thing, or like classical Batman, but it took a modern take on it, where it was like the Joker and Harley. It's a flashback sequence, but it was Harley Quinn and Joker in a car, in Joker's car, right, Lamborghini or whatever, and Batman's just get the Batman, and he's going up behind him, and it was that moment was a moment that I have been waiting to see with a Batman, a Joker, and or Harley Quinn in general. That was one of the best moments I think I've ever seen with Batman on screen. It's a Suicide Squad movie, don't get me wrong, but this movie that one scene for me stole the show. It was kind of early on too, but that showed to me, okay, Ben Affleck is taking this very seriously. Jared Leto is taking this seriously, and Margot Robbie. I'm very curious to see the Batman movie that they've announced. They haven't announced release date, but they announced the Batman standalone movie with Ben Affleck. I think that's going to be fast-tracked pretty quickly. They may even film it like very soon and drop it next October, November, you know. But this I can't get enough of this Batman because I want to see more of the Batman. God damn it. Anyways, but I'm going off the tangent. So the overall, the way the Suicide Squad came together is actually very interesting. Rick Flag was a West Point graduate. He comes out of here, and he just goes through, and he helps Viola Davis's Amanda Waller come together and form this team. Now, there's the cast, there's a bit of the plot, and here's the plot to a greater extent, because the plot was a bit confusing at some points, but overall, I think it told a narrative that was great. Some people were like, it did okay, it was good. No, but like to me, the plot was a little jointy and jockey here and there of the overall story arcs, but to me it was still a great movie. The story is that the Enchantress is taking over attacks Midway City, which I believe is the home of the Flash. Midway City, no, oh my god. Anyways, Enchantress, the whole movie basically to sum up Suicide Squad in one giant chunk of a sentence. Suicide Squad is just simply a really big battle with a bunch of characters. It felt like one episode of TV stretched out to a movie, but it actually worked. Let me explain. So you have the coming together of the characters in the beginning, the first 30 minutes. Then you have the actual entrance to the fight in Midway City. Then you go in all this stuff, right? So this is they have the battles, they have their struggles, they have their ties, they have their problems while fighting. I'm forgetting the character's name who did Diablo. Diablo kind of he was insane. He didn't really fight a lot until that part. So the Enchantress. Wow, I'm such a nerd. This movie, and it got to a point where actually, yes, the Suicide Squad saved the day, but it was a very emotional movie too. Like you have moments where it's flashbacks to Harley Quinn and Joker, how they first met, how Dr. Harleen Quinzel fell in love with the Joker, how this happened, how that happened, all of this stuff, right? And a lot of people saying I heard one person say it was kind of like a puzzle that kind of just dropped and it fell apart, and that's the movie. I disagree with that. I disagree with that to a great extent because this movie is actually very, very good. It's not great, but it's definitely it's making enough money to the point where Warner Brothers is saying, okay, we can continue this DC universe, but we have to continue it very cautiously and carefully because this movie there are some problems here and there. One of the problems I had with was the Enchantress's arc. She didn't really do that good. The actress did a great job. Cara Delevingne, I think. She did a great job as the character. Just her motive kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I'm gonna build a machine and I'm gonna take over this Earth. Blah, blah. My brother's gonna help. That kind of came out of nowhere. Overall, the overall movie is like, it's a very good movie. I recommend to go see it and judge it on its own merits, because for all you know, you're listening to me right now. You're like, okay, give me a break. This kid doesn't know anything. I get that. You probably could be saying that. I could be completely right. I could be dead wrong. I'm just telling you what I've observed. And this movie, it's not great, but it's not bad. It's not like, I will say this, in comparison to Ghostbusters, which I thought was like a 7 or 7.5. This is definitely an 8 or an 8.5. 8.5 at the highest though. This is not a 9 or a 10. But yeah, this is definitely like an 8 for me, an 8.5 for me. I do have some mixed feelings about some of the stuff that they did, but I still if I were to just take the overall movie, look at it for what it is, and I say, it's a good movie. There you go. That's what it is, and it's kind of tying into the last part of this review now, where I'm going to tell you my overall score. I kind of already said it though. It's actually an 8 out of 10. This movie is an 8 out of 10 for me, simply because looking back at Batman v Superman, it was more of Batman vs Superman was more of a, like I said a 9 point something in the beginning of it, but it's really like that movie's now like a 7.5 actually. In a little while, I'm gonna do. I'll get to that separately. Anyways, this is very interesting to me. So, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, guys. This movie overall is an 8.2, an 8.1, 8.2 for me, or an 8 rounded off. So this movie was a lot of fun. It had a laugh. The whole theater, with the crowd I was with, was great. They were like, that's great. The Joker lines are funny. There's a lot of humorous moments, but it's still got that dark, gritty feel that you need in this Man of Steel universe. And in DC overall, over the course of their films now, they're doing a great job of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then Suicide Squad. They're doing a great job of this, because Man of Steel, Superman was led into Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman had Batman, and Batman's in this movie. So they're kind of starting to sew together this universe very great in a very cool way. But the question is, they need to we need to have Wonder Woman be a big hit, not a big hit, but a hit for them. That critics can give like a 60 or 70 on Metacritic, and at least a 75 or an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. And then I know I'm asking a lot right there of DC, but still, and I can go on and on about this movie, but this movie overall is like an 8 for me, and I encourage you guys to go see it. Do not let what was that poster I saw? Do not let the Pet movie, not Secret Life of Pets, but there's another movie out there about Kevin Spacey turning into a cat. Do not let that rule the box office. Go see Suicide Squad, guys. You'll have a blast. You're gonna have some laughs. You'll have a great time reintroducing yourself to the Joker, getting used to Harley Quinn, Deadshot, all the Rick Flag, and you definitely feel at home at some point. You feel like, okay, they did a good job, and the humor is great. It's really, it's fun. It's a fun movie, and I really recommend you guys go see it. So go check it out. But if I would recommend this movie, I recommend it overall. Yes, it has some problems, but I do recommend it to you for you guys to go see it, and you guys check it out. So for this Suicide Squad review, and for all your other DC updates, and possibly many more, keep it locked on the Super Review Show. J-Man, off to work. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for this review.